Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're struggling to raise money because you're trying to get into the real estate game or you're trying to start a business and you're trying to find out, okay, which banks do I need to go to that would actually give me money? Even if they give you a credit card, which bank should I be going to at least get access to those credit cards to liquidate them so I can get into the real estate game or other investing? Here's the banks that I would tell you to actually go to actually help you get the funding. And we're going to talk about possibly some of the easiest NAICS codes for lendability, right? Now, first one you got is US Bank, all right? Now, what you want with US Bank, you want to go for that platinum card, all right? Now, the reason that you want to go for this platinum card, because it gives you 18 months, the business platinum. All right, because they give you 18 months, 0 interest. Okay, now here's the interesting thing about this: U.S. Bank, they are a FICO 9. All right, and usually they will pull TransUnion, right? So they usually will pull TransUnion. But here's the secret that many people don't know. If you can't get into U.S. Bank, get a business credit card for 18 months, what you want to do, you want to find a credit union that offers business credit cards through Elon Financial. Okay? Now, so you have, say, Christian Community Credit Union, right? Christian Community Credit Union. They have Elon Financial credit cards, right? Now, do you have to be a member? No. You can go through their portal and do it. Now, the reason I'm saying them is because with that Elon Financial, they're going to use TransUnion FICO 9. Now, they are the partner to US Bank, okay? This is like some of the things that most people don't understand in terms of how do I get more money? How do I get more money without having to decrease my credit score, right? Because most of the time, especially if you're trying to get into investing, real estate and stuff like that, most of the time you want the money to do like fix and flips or down payment to start on a rehab or something like that, right? So that's the reason that you're going to end up liquidating the cards. This is the reason I tell you guys to stay away from business loans. Don't go after the business loans, not as of yet, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you one place, but the situation is with this here business loan or business line of credit, I would tell you stay away from the loan. I would go for that business line of credit. But the unfortunate thing about it is that it will report on the personal and business side, but you don't have to have a high credit score to get it, right? Now, here's the thing about it. Going back over in terms of which financial institution you want to approach. The reason I tell you that this type of institution like US Bank, because what they'll do, they'll send you out checks to liquidate for the investing. But again, the thing about it, you cannot say that you are investing into real estate. All right, you have to have a company that's in the real estate arena, but you cannot have a company that say, oh, I'm going to invest in real estate or I'm going to be investing. All right, when those terms, again, it throws up a red flag. All right, so that's number one. Number two, Wells Fargo, right? Now, here's the interesting thing about Wells Fargo. All right, so Wells Fargo, they just now came out with a new business credit card or whatever. But here's the interesting thing about it. After you get the business credit card with Wells Fargo, and they pull FICO 9, Experian most of the time. All right, they pull FICO 9 Experian most of the time. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. Wells Fargo, they offer a business line of credit, okay? Now, with their business line of credit, they have 2 types of business line of credit. But you want to go with the Advantage because that business line of credit is 50 G's, okay? And they can send you checks. And they also send you checks for this too, all right? Their business line of credit. So you can actually liquidate it or transfer the money from your business line of credit account over to your personal account. Okay? Now, the interesting thing about it, like I said, because it is a FICO 9, right? So that's the reason that you want to look at Wells Fargo. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Wells Fargo, but hey, they have some nice situations over there. Now, the next one is PNC, okay? PNC. Now, here's the thing about it. They offer the business credit cards and the business lines of credit, right, with PNC. Now, here's the thing about it. A guy goes to PNC. He doesn't have an account with them. Pay attention. He doesn't have an account with them. They approve him for a business credit card, right? So they approve him for a business credit card. Then when he gets his limit, he calls up the recon line and asks them to do an increase. So they did an increase, all right? No hard pull. Now, guess what? So after he did that, he worked the card for about 90 days. After he worked the card for about 90 days, he then requested another increase. This guy got over 100 and I think it was like almost 125,000 just off of PNC, right? So after he got that, then he went back and he asked for a line of credit. The line of credit was no hard pull, okay? So now he has this high limit on the credit card plus the line of credit. Now, again, with PNC Bank, you have FICO 9 Experian. I'm telling you guys, this is the reason I tell you, when you're trying to go for funding, when you're trying to do any type of investing, you may be trying to start a Toro business, you may be trying to start a fix and flip type of business, whatever type of business. The thing about it, I always tell you, you need to look at the second tier and the third tier financial institutions, okay? So now, please understand, U.S. Bank is a first tier, but what makes them a U.S. Bank as well as Wells Fargo, those are first tier lenders, right? Because they're major, right? But the thing about it, because they use a FICO 9, that's the reason it makes it so much easier for you to get funding. Speaking of that, you have GM Business, right? So with GM Business, it's through Goldman Sachs, TransUnion, FICO 9. Now, many of you all that have been following me, and if I'm doing a good job, give me a like, a comment, that have been following me. I've been telling you all to always go for the low-hanging fruit, right? So that's the reason I tell you guys, when you talk about funding, especially like when it comes to investing, real estate and stuff like that, you always want to go for your tier 3 and your tier 2 and tier 3 lenders, all right? Now, like I said, with understanding that U.S. Bank and Wells Fargo, those are tier 1 lenders, but because they use FICO 9, it makes it much easier. Now, with PNC, with GM Business, these are like your tier 2. So these are like your tier 2 institutions. Now, here's the thing about it. People would try to go to like Chase, Amex, Capital One, right? Now, the only time that I would tell you to use Capital One for a business credit card, if you already had a long-term relationship with them or you have a very bad credit score. If your credit score is about 580, then that's when you want to go and get a business credit card from there. And that would be the Capital One Spark business card, because all you need is a FICO, all you need is a 580 credit score, right? So that's the reason I tell you guys, in terms of, it really matters where you're going to get your money, right? It really matters. Now, here's another play that most people don't know. You have PayPal, okay? PayPal Business, Experian, FICO 9. PayPal Business. Now, the good thing about PayPal Business, you can, if you're generating like $20,000, $30,000 annually, they'd have business lines of credit. They have the business lines of credit and the business loans, right? And so it's no hard pull on your credit. If you want to get $100,000 or more in funding, just on this here gameplay alone, okay? Just on this gameplay alone. Now, there's something else, and because there's other banks and stuff, but I know the video is getting too long, and I know a lot of people don't like long videos. But one of the things about it, when you're getting into investing and stuff, one of the biggest caveats for most people, like I said, they choose a high-risk NAICS code. If you're trying to get into real estate investing and stuff like that, you have to actually go into like a low-risk type of NAICS code, like building maintenance and stuff. So you're still in the real estate arena, but you're like taking care of the property and things of that nature. Now, there's something else that most people don't do when they're trying to get funding and stuff. And again, with these here type of institutions, most of the time, it's no docs, because you're just going for the credit cards. So there's no docs and no proof of income, right? So when you have no proof of income and you're able to raise $100,000, that's where you want to be. This is the reason why I tell you, stay away from these business loans. Don't go to those yet, all right? So what I'll do, I'll probably just make a part 2, because the thing about it, I don't want to make this video too long, but at the same time, just to give you all some idea in terms of you trying to raise $100,000 plus or whatever, this is your strategy, all right? So if you have any other questions, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.